If you want a new OnePlus phone this time around, you have as many as 3 options available to you. There's the standard OnePlus 7, the OnePlus 7 Pro, which we've already reviewed in depth, and the new OnePlus 7 Pro 5G. The differences between them aren't super obvious though, so after a little time with all 3, here's the bottom line on which one you might want to be buying. To start with, the vanilla OnePlus 7 is the device you probably expect from OnePlus in any other year, hitting a very competitive price point. In essence, it's a OnePlus 6T with generational upgrades, and actually 1 or 2 advantages over its siblings. The screen size, resolution, display notch, selfie camera, battery configuration, and charging speeds are all unchanged from the OnePlus 6T. So it's a step down from the 7 Pro's ludicrous 90Hz curved display. The back panel is a bit more bland, but hiding inside is an upgraded processor and RAM compared to the 6T. The OnePlus 7 runs the same Snapdragon 855 chipset as others in the series, with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, or 8 plus 256 for a little more. And that storage is the same fast UFS 3.0 memory as the other OnePlus 7s. Also worth noting, the in-screen fingerprint scanner is the first-gen sensor that was used in the 6T, though with some software enhancements, and so fingerprint performance is somewhere between the 6T and the 7 Pro. Using the OnePlus 7 is a bit of a throwback. It's obviously smaller and lighter and easier to hold onto than the Pro. The OxygenOS software experience, of course, is super familiar, and the battery life of the OnePlus 7 has surprisingly managed to outpace the 7 Pro in our testing. Although the cell is smaller, you're not pushing as many frames or consuming as much power on a 60Hz display at 1080p compared to a larger 90Hz one at a higher resolution. It also has only the main camera from the OnePlus 7 Pro, 48MP f1.6 setup with optical stabilization. The secondary camera is only used for depth sensing, and it's the same unit used in the 6T for those duties. You do at least get to use OnePlus's impressive nightscape mode for nighttime shots. The OnePlus 7 Pro is going to be the default choice for a lot of OnePlus fans in the West. It's bigger with a sleek new design, a larger battery capacity, a gorgeous notchless 90Hz curved fluid AMOLED display at Quad HD Plus resolution. It really is one of the best phone screens out there right now. And it manages to go notchless because the selfie camera pops up as needed from the top of the frame. Pretty neat, and a feature I've grown to really appreciate since it's fast and reliable. This model is also considerably chunkier and slipperier, not to mention the extra price difference, so you're more likely to want to invest in a case if you pick one up. The OnePlus 7 Pro also boasts faster charging, 30 watts, great for quick refills, especially considering the OnePlus 7 Pro has only middling battery life in our testing. And specs for the OnePlus 7 Pro also max out at a whopping 12GB of RAM plus 256GB of storage. Another really important upgrade, however, is around the back. The 7 Pro augments its main sensor with a 16MP f2.2 ultra-wide sensor and an 8MP 3x telephoto camera, though the definition of lossless zoom versus true optical zoom has got OnePlus in a bit of hot water over this sensor of late. Either way, you get decent telephoto and ultra-wide options in the Pro, and we've got more on both of those in our full review. The OnePlus 7 Pro 5G is almost exactly what the name suggests. Unlike other 5G versions of current phones like the Galaxy S10 5G, there are no external differences between the two other than the 5G logo around the back here. There's only one SKU of OnePlus 7 Pro 5G available, that's the 8 plus 256GB model, and the 5G version is only available in single SIM flavor right now as opposed to the dual SIM 7 and 7 Pro. It's also not available in the US, where OnePlus is instead focusing on the 4G model, which is running on T-Mobile. So, same dimensions, practically the same weight as the 4G version as well. For all intents and purposes, the only practical difference is this version has 5G connectivity thanks to Qualcomm's X50 modem. In the UK, where I've been testing it, it's a carrier exclusive on EE, which right now is the only place you can get hold of one. And the speeds I've seen from this fledgling network have been pretty impressive, around 5 to 10 times that of 4G, and that's particularly impressive when you can get these speeds when you're walking around and not stationary underneath a cell site. The question of whether you need a 5G phone like this in 2019 is one we'll get to on our full impressions video of the OnePlus 7 Pro 5G. But for now, know that you'll need to pay a little more to get the 5G version through a carrier and deal with a single SIM version and just one RAM and storage configuration. Battery life will also take a small hit, we're told, compared to the 4G version, and in my early testing so far I didn't notice a huge difference on the 4G model, though admittedly I also wasn't getting spectacular battery life from that version of the phone. Nevertheless, if you want a small slice of the future today, this is the model you want to pick up. That's it for now. Check out our full review of the OnePlus 7 Pro for more on that model, and check back soon for our impressions of the 5G version as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.